I had always considered myself a patient man, content with the life I had built with Sarah. We'd been married for 5 years, and though the spark had dimmed over time, there was still love between us, or so I thought. We had our routine: work, dinner, sleep, and weekends spent with friends or family. It was comfortable. It was predictable. But, as anyone knows, comfort can breed complacency. It all started with a text. I wasn't one to snoop through Sarah's phone. She had her privacy, and I respected that. But one evening, as we were getting ready for a party at a close friend's house, her phone buzzed on the counter. The message preview showed an unfamiliar name. I wasn't curious enough to read it in full, but the name stuck in my head. After we arrived at the party, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Sarah was acting strangely, distant, distracted. She kept excusing herself to take calls or check in with the host. It was subtle at first, but I began to notice little things. How she was laughing a little too hard at a joke from one of the men at the party. How she seemed to gravitate towards him more than the others. At first, I told myself I was being paranoid. Maybe I was just overthinking. But then I saw it. The man she was talking to, laughing with, and brushing up against, was the same name on that text message. Jack. I'd never heard of him before, and I couldn't help but wonder how close they really were. I tried to keep my cool. I didn't want to make a scene. But inside, a storm was brewing. Every smile she gave him felt like a betrayal. Every glance they shared felt like a knife twisting in my gut. My mind raced, going over every detail of our life together, every moment where I had trusted her. And I realized that I had been wrong to trust her this blindly. I needed answers, but I knew confronting her in the middle of the party would only cause chaos, so I took a step back, retreating into the shadows of the living room. From my vantage point, I could see them perfectly. They were talking now, leaning in close, their faces inches apart. And then, without warning, Jack kissed her. Not a peck on the cheek, but a full kiss on the lips. I could feel the blood draining from my face. My hands clenched into fists, my heart pounding in my chest. But as much as I wanted to rush over, to scream at her, to demand an explanation, I stayed still. I wasn't going to give her the satisfaction of seeing me fall apart. Instead, I decided to get my revenge. A cold, calculated one. I had to wait for the right moment. When the party started winding down, I approached Sarah, who was still talking with Jack. I smiled, keeping my emotions in check, and wrapped my arm around her waist. "Let's go, babe," I said, my voice low and calm. She looked at me, startled, but smiled. "Yeah, I think it's time." We made our way out of the house, and as we walked to the car, I could feel her nervous energy. She knew something was wrong. She knew I knew. As soon as we were in the car, I turned to her. "You're really good at hiding things, Sarah." But I saw it. I saw everything. She looked at me in shock, her face paling. "What are you talking about?" "I saw you kiss him," I said coldly. "Jack, the guy you've been texting, the guy you've been flirting with all night. Don't try to deny it." She froze. The words seemed to be caught in her throat. I could see her trying to come up with an excuse, a reason, but there was nothing. Her silence spoke volumes. And that's when I told her, "You thought you could cheat on me and get away with it, but you're wrong. I'm done being the fool." I didn't yell. I didn't beg for an explanation. I simply looked at her, and for the first time in our marriage, I didn't feel an ounce of affection for her. "Get out of the car," I said. "I'm not driving you home." She hesitated, then opened the door, stepping out into the night. As she stood there, watching me, I added, "I'll file the papers tomorrow. Don't bother coming back." And with that, I drove away, leaving her standing alone on the curb. There was no satisfaction in it, no sense of victory, but I felt something like closure. She'd broken the trust, and now I was taking back control. The next day, I began the process of moving on. I didn't need to get revenge in the way people usually expect. I didn't need to humiliate her or hurt her. My revenge was simply taking back my life, walking away from the lies, and choosing not to waste any more time on someone who had shown me nothing but betrayal. I caught my wife cheating at a party, and instead of falling apart, I found strength in letting her go. The perfect revenge was not in retaliation, but in my ability to walk away and never look back.